Hi. I write and think backwards. Isn't that weird? Like when I write a story or an episode, I write the last sentence first. Isn't that weird? And then I work backwards. So I made that mistake, and I'm correcting it now. Uh, but it wasn't really a mistake because I thought that sentence was a powerful sentence. But it does not begin the Declaration of Independence. I don't know if I said that, but if I did, I was wrong. Here's what it says. The unanimous Declaration of the 13 United States of America. Each state had sovereignty. And so they all came together like the Iroquois, in the spirit of the Iroquois peace treaty. All 5 states, inspired by the Iroquois peace treaty, came together in agreement and wrote and said, first of all, this is unanimous. Everybody in all 13 states is together on this one here. Everybody in power in these 13 states, the governors. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another. So that's like in the event it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another. So when it becomes necessary for one partner to dissolve the union, this marriage, one partner ain't happy and they don't want to do this shit no more, they seek to dissolve any bands which connect them to the people they don't want to be with anymore. So it's like, okay, this whole thing is done. And to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. So in other words, I want everybody to know why I'm leaving you. Because we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, of course, that's why everybody dissolves their marital union, because they wish to be happy and live with liberty. That to secure those rights, governments are instituted among men so that we can have the right to be happy and free and live. Okay, and to get those rights, we invent governments, and they derive their power from the consent of the governed. So in other words, that's what government's for. To derive its power from the consent of the governed. Do you think this government is doing that? That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form so as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Is that what your government's doing for you? Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. So in other words, nobody really wants to make any change. It's a bother. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Because, as Abraham Lincoln said, may this government of, by, and for the people remain. That was what was so great about America. It was of the people, by the people, and for the people. It might not have lasted too long, and it might have had some lapses in between it, but always came back. It always moved forward. It always sought to correct its bad behavior towards all its citizens and their neighbors. That was what American ethics were about then. And they still should be.